Hi, this is Ishaan from Revsportz along with Debasis. We're at the Kensington Oval. It's, the final, India versus South Africa. The day has finally come. A lot of excitement around Debasis. There were a lot of fans outside as well. Before that game day itself, a lot of fans interested on this game, a lot of expectations on this game. Both these two teams have had a fantastic journey. I think that's the biggest takeaway here. They've been undefeated. So it's the top two teams competing in this World Cup. I think for the fans and for spectators, nothing better than this to see two good teams competing against each other, and we can hopefully expect a good game of cricket. But talking about both of these teams' journey, why don't you get started off with the Indian team's journey?
Obviously, India started on a bang against Ireland. If you remember, we were both present at the Eisenhower Park at the Nassau County International Stadium. It was a dominating win. Yes, it was a low-scoring game, but then the next game against Pakistan, obviously Pakistan had the game in control, but unfortunately they gave away. And India, what a spell of bowling by Jasprit Bumrah, getting rid of that Rizwan wicket, and which actually paved them to get back into the game. And it was a great win, defending 118 runs, then that third game win against USA. So 3 wins out of 3. They went to Florida to take on Canada, which got washed away. But then that Super 8 match, in fact, all the 3 matches, first game against Bangladesh at Antigua, it was a cracker of a match. Once again, Bumrah, Hardik Pandya with his 50, and he was the only batter to have scored 50. But eventually, India went on to score 190 plus. So that to me was one of the biggest positive, one of the highs in the tournament.
Absolutely.
Obviously, that next game against Afghanistan, and then the all-important match against Australia. So India looking very, very dominating. Yes, if you ask me, I think they should start as the favourites in the World Cup, T20 World Cup final.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting. I think Indians definitely will still be the favourites, especially with that home support. Not home support, but obviously a lot of Indian spectators will come and watch this game, so it'll be almost like home support. But talking about that South African, all the games that they played, it's been fantastic for them as well. We'll get started off with Sri Lanka versus South Africa. The first game, South Africa bundled out Sri Lanka for just 77 runs. So this bowling lineup, I think, stamped the authority from game 1 against Netherlands 103, against Bangladesh 109. So Debasis, from the first 3 games, it is evident that this bowling lineup is top class, and I think they managed to maintain that rhythm all throughout the tournament. And of course, again, that game against Nepal, for a second it seems like Nepal is going to create a massive upset against the mighty South African team.
And that is what Aiden Markram spoke about it. Obviously, they reckon he turned up for the pre-match press conference yesterday, and he was asked, what do you reckon about this transformation in South African team over the years, and this particular South Africa's team making it to the first final of an ICC event? So what Markram said, what still catches my mind is that he spoke about South Africa winning 4 matches which they could have easily lost.
Absolutely.
So that is where it speaks volumes about their team spirit, and that not for losing before actually losing the game. So that fighting spirit, and for me, the South Africa team looks to be giving a tough fight for money as far as the final is concerned.
Yes, you're right, Debasis. I think it's also the experience that helps. This is a team that has been a dominant side for over the years. Of course, it's not won a major ICC tournament, but it's been a dominant team for all these years. So I think that experience has helped them get to the finals at the moment. And of course, that semi-final game, they completely ran over Afghanistan. We were all hoping that Afghanistan can put up a fight, but the South African team just showed their own class. I think, the Afghanistan team obviously fell short in many levels. So the South African team is definitely a team which the Indians can't take for granted, but the Indians will definitely, go out in this game.
But if South Africa will feel confident about the win against win in the semi-final against Afghanistan, India too will feel confident for the win against England.
They had a very dominant
both the wins were dominating, and in fact both the teams has been in the form, has been in terrific form. Except for, if you look at India, except for Virat Kohli's form, everyone in this team has contributed one match or either Means obviously, and it has been a true team effort by the Indian team.
Absolutely, and this is again bringing me back to the first point. Two top teams. I think so often we want the best teams to compete, and now the best teams will definitely compete in that big final. There've been some important players from both teams, Debasis. I think from the Indian side we've seen Bumrah perform, we've seen Arshdeep Singh perform. Rohit Sharma in the last couple of games has stepped up. Any thoughts on the key players from the Indian side?
I would say once again it has to be Jasprit Bumrah and Rohit Sharma. Means two spirits in as far as batting and bowling is concerned. Bumrah, to me, has been bowling the best. Has been in his best as far as form is concerned. Just Rohit Sharma once again, he showed what captaincy and what an inspiring leadership is all about. You see, actually it was his knock that paved the way of India defeating England in the semi-final. He was under tremendous pressure due to the fact that he hasn't scored much, but then when it mattered the most, he brought out his best.
So against South Africa, I think Rohit Sharma will again be that key player with the form that he's found himself in.
I think, Ishaan, if you ask me the matchup, I think it will be the bowling of the South African against Indian batting. Yes, okay. South Africa possesses some great fast bowlers in the likes of Marco Jansen, then Kagiso Rabada, Henrik Nokia. So that pace bowling attack, that pace trio looks indomitable. And when it comes to Indian batting, obviously the likes of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Rishabh Pant, means top class. So I think it will be the South African bowlers, and also not to forget, South Africa also possesses two quality spinners in the likes of Keshav Maharaj and Tabraj Shamsi.
Absolutely.
So I think it will be a bit more the challenge between Indian batters and South African bowlers.
Absolutely, yes. So I think that's my second point there. The South African bowlers. If you talk about the key players in the Indian side, is of course like the likes of Bumrah and obviously the batters. But the South African pace bowlers over here hold the key for this final. They've got some serious pace bowlers who can cause some serious damage if they get those early wickets of the Indian team. I think that's the key. If they want to win against India, you have to break through for the the first 3 or 4 opening batters. So I think that's going to be the key for the South African team here. But you mentioned Rohit Sharma, Debasis. So we've made a fun package, a celebrity package of Rohit Sharma. So I think our viewers will really enjoy. So guys, this is a nice celebrity package of Rohit Sharma enjoying. Have a look, and we'll catch you right after.
Rohit Sharma. He has absolutely been stellar and led from the front. There is something that happens to Rohit Sharma in ICC tournaments. Take 2015, it was his 100 that propelled India to the semi-final. Take 2019 50 overs World Cup, 500s. He was arguably the best batter of the competition. Take the 2023 World Cup on home soil and you will know what I'm talking about. A new template. Rohit had started to walk the talk of fearless cricket. And in this particular edition, he has played an innings that is comparable with Tendulkar's 98 of 78 against Pakistan and Virat's knock against Pakistan in Melbourne. Yes, his knock against Australia was just that good. Rohit Sharma, the leader, continued with the same vein of form against England. And he once again took his side to a total that was way too much for the English, and that's how India made the final. As a leader, Rohit has been stellar as well. Think of the call of promoting Akshar Patel to number 4 against Pakistan. Think of the call of promoting Rishabh Pant in some of the matches in the warm-up games, and now to number 3. Pant, except in the last 2 games, has delivered. Think of the way he has used Jasprit Bumrah. Think of the way he has used Akshar Patel, and you will know what I'm talking about. The one problematic selection has been Shivam Dube, but otherwise, Rohit as leader has been absolutely standout. Now it is one final time that he has to do the job for himself, for Rahul Dravid, for his collective, and for a Blue Billion, who are all wanting Rohit Sharma to lift that trophy. For the batter, for the captain, for the leader, and for a person unparalleled as a statesman for world cricket, we want him to win. Rohit Sharma made the final in 23 in the World Test Championship, in the final of the 50 overs, in the final of the 20 overs. The cricketing gods can't be as cruel as to deny him the trophy.
Alright guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that package Continuing on with this conversation, Debashish, the weather, we'll have to speak about the weather because this is the final, and all throughout the tour we've discussed the weather, so it only makes sense if we discuss it one last time. Your thoughts on the weather?
Yeah, obviously it's going to, the forecast is definitely for SARS. Obviously it is now shining brightly over our head, and we are right now in front of the Kensington Oval. As you can see, that's the statue of Gary Sobers. But then, yes, forecast will definitely play a huge part. Yes, there is forecast of showers, but then it will only be passing showers. There is no the forecast of showers continuing for almost 40 minutes, 50 minutes. So I think in that way the game will be played. We can see a full game. Obviously, there is a provision for 190 minutes extra, which will be added after the scheduled close of play. So a lot to look forward to.
Yes. And like we noticed today as well, Debashish, it's very inconsistent. At one area it was sunny, the other area it was raining. So tomorrow as well, we can probably expect some showers like Debashish mentioned, but that will surely go away and nothing too much that will hamper the game. And like you always mentioned in the past, that the ground facilities here are top class. So if it does rain heavily also, I think the ground stuff can quickly get into action, right?
Absolutely, yeah. The ground here is top class, and obviously, considering this is the final, this is the big game. So everything is in place. Obviously, even if in half an hour spell of shower, the ground will be ready in very quickly. And that is what I'm told.
Yes, and you were part of that South African press conference as well. I'm sure some interesting key takeaways might have been taken out of that. What are some of them?
Yeah, obviously one was affirmative question asked on Virat Kohli's form, to which Aiden Markram said yes, every batter goes through ups and downs, and that is what has has been happening with Virat Kohli, and we know Virat Kohli what a batter he is across the format. So we will be concerned. We have our own planning. So that is all about Virat Kohli's off form. Obviously, he was asked about the South African teams over the past and this current team.
Yes.
So he reckoned that the positive thing is that most of these players in the current South Africa team, they have been playing for a long time. So there is a bit of camaraderie, a gel, a bonding with each other, and that has paved the way to success in South Africa's success in white ball format. Obviously, he was also asked about the fact that South Africa has eventually made it to the final of an ICC event, to which Markram said, yes, we also understand the importance of the final, so we would like to keep it very simple, don't stress much, thinking too much ahead. We'll just take it as another game, and hopefully we'll give a very good performance.
Hopefully, yes. And I think we have to mention the Jasprit Bumrah as well. We're just going to speak about him again because he's had a fantastic tournament so far. It's a big final. Debashish had already mentioned that he'll hold that importance for the Indian team, and he's been so consistent all throughout. So I think now it's only his final duty to just end it off on a high note, Debashish. So Jasprit Bumrah against the South African batters up the order, he'll have to probably go and bowl fast and rough them through.
Yeah, absolutely. Bumrah holds the key for India. Means obviously, be it at the start, be it in the middle overs, be it at the death, he has always gave you those breakthroughs and important breakthroughs. Yeah. So be it a Mohammad Rizwan or be it other key batters, means obviously Bumrah has been in phenomenal form in the tournament, and for me, Bumrah will once again hold a very important key for India.
Yes, he definitely will, and we also have a special package on Bumrah. It's something which all of you all will enjoy. So have a look at this, and we'll again catch you right after the special Bumrah package. Enjoy.
Jasprit Bumrah, India's go-to man. The way he came into Test cricket is part of a fairy tale. Rohit Sharma now will depend on this same man to do one more fairy tale for India tonight. Each time Rohit has needed someone to step up, he knows who to go to. Take this complete competition, Pakistan. Pakistan was going well. They had the match in control. Mohammad Rizwan was still out there. Rohit Sharma tosses the ball to Jasprit Bumrah. Bowled, wicket taken, job done, match over. Take any of the other games. This man has bowled 25 overs in this competition. He has taken 13 wickets and has conceded 105 runs. So you are actually talking about at 4 runs and over, Jasprit Bumrah is conceding and he has already picked 13 wickets. More importantly, the aura of Jasprit Bumrah. The moment he comes in to bowl, the opponent knows that it is very difficult to pick anything, any loose ball, any scoring opportunities of this particular person. It has been his World Cup. If you want to see one player of the tournament, rather two, for me it has to be Jasprit Bumrah and Rohit Sharma. Can Bumrah do it one final time? He has the ability, he has the potential, and for him, who did not play the last T20 World Cup, it will be redemption of the very possible, best possible way rather. It was the absence of Bumrah that cost India big time in Australia in 2022. It is the presence of Bumrah that might well lead Rohit and his side to winning this World T20 in the USA and the Caribbean. One final Yorker, one final burst, one final incredible spell from Bumrah could do the job for India.
Well, wasn't that amazing? I mean, Bumrah is just a legend, and obviously I think a lot of responsibility will be on him to deliver one last time for that Indian team, and if he does, I think it's going to be a big boost for that whole Indian team. Let's just discuss probably a couple of matchups here, Debasis. You already mentioned one earlier. Any other that you have in mind?
Yeah, obviously, if you ask me the matchup, it has to be Henrik Nokia against the likes of Virat Kohli and Kagiso Rabada. Obviously, Nokia, we know he missed. He had an injury concern during the IPL, but ever since he come back to the South African team, he looked in ominous form. And so, Nokia's form against the Indian batting will be a perfect matchup for me.
Yes.
And when it comes to Indian team as well, it will be Jasprit Bumrah against the likes of South African batters, especially Quinton de Kock, Aiden Markram, Henrik Klaasen, Tristan Stubbs. So they hold the key for South Africa.
Yes. So it's going to be a good battle between bat and ball here. The South African team has some good paces up against the Indian batters. The Indian team also has some good pacers and bowlers up against the South African batters. So it's going to be a very interesting battle. And we have to mention a little bit about the pitch. Of course, when we started our tour, there were a lot of complaints about the pitch not living up to expectations. But hopefully over here we can expect again, probably a decent total being put on board, which will be, fascinating for a fan to watch.
Absolutely, yes. I was having a word with Chris Gale. He also reckoned that it's going to be a belter of a weekend.
Oh, wow.
Means obviously, it means he has no qualms in whatsoever in saying that it's going to be the best wicket in this World Cup. An entertaining one. People will get their value, money's worth. Obviously, it will be a great fun watching the final. Means the wicket has plenty of runs on it.
Plenty of runs, and I think that's what all the fans also want. It's going to be a big final, so hopefully both these two teams can step up and go on and do their countries proud. Before we end this show, which I hope you've enjoyed, we have a special package of the South African legends speaking on their team. These are the likes of many great players who have played for the South African team in the past. So have a look at this and enjoy, and we'll catch you all in the next video. Thank you guys, and again, make sure you stay tuned to Revsportz. One of our last few videos, it's going to be the end of this long tour. Give us that final push and help, we need it. This is Ishaan and Debasis signing off. Thank you.
I also don't think this team will think about that pressure. They've got only a lot to gain by winning the World Cup. I think they've got a very strong squad. They selected a strong squad. They cover all the bases. They've got guys now doing really well in the IPL. Stubbs, Henrik Klaasen, Markrams. Those guys have played Marco Jansen. So again, we're going to go to a World Cup, I believe, as one of the favourites. But the T20 game, unfortunately, on the day, anybody can beat anybody. So there's unfortunately no guarantee in winning. But in terms of the quality in the squad that's there, the pressure will be on all the teams. I think India, Australia, England. There's going to be you can't really pick an out-and-out favourite. I think for them, and knowing a lot of those players, they haven't been part of any of the sort of heartache that we've had. It's a whole fresh group of players, and they're going to write their own path, their own destiny, and we can just only support them.
Quite a bit about the IPL and all the different leagues around the world. What a lot of the South African guys are being a part of. It only can grow someone as a cricketer. we're very fortunate for a lot of the guys playing in the different leagues and, you know, playing different conditions, testing themselves out in all these different conditions, and it only benefits the players. So, I mean, obviously strength is there. I mean, the guys have done really, really well. Tristan Stubbs has performed exceedingly well. So I really enjoy watching him play, and also in the field, you know, he can keep, he can bowl, he can field. So great options there. And then, yeah, I mean, it is a powerhouse team, and exceptionally talented players, bowlers, batters. We've got it all. But then you look at all the other teams, you know, a lot of other international players and teams, they've also got it all. So I think it always boils down to just making sure that, you know, we kind of peak at the right time and play good cricket. I mean, obviously this last World Cup wasn't ideal result in the semi-final, but I thought we played a brand of cricket that we want to be a part of. And we were really consistent in that game plan. And that's what I see this next World Cup, the opportunities of playing out the cricket that we want to. And if we can do it more often than not, hopefully we get to the final and we win it.